So, a lot of people, if they're dating or friends or even like a family relationship to a fearful avoidant, often feel confused. And this is because the fearful avoidant often goes from that really hot side to the cold side, and they can sort of swing back and forth and really be on one day and really present and then sort of withdraw the next. And so, in this video, I wanted to cover how a securely attached person would respond to somebody being hot and cold like that in their life, or essentially respond to a fearful avoidant attachment style. Really, whether it's a friendship, a romantic partnership, a family relationship. So I'm going to go through a few really core steps in this video that are important to pay attention to. So first step is to recognize how this is affecting you. Okay. The first step would be, if you're securely attached, to realize, hey, what feels okay for me and what doesn't, and actually be attuned to yourself in the experience with this person. The second step would be for you to then say, okay, what do I want this to look like instead? So if somebody is, especially in a romantic relationship, if they're really there and then they pull away, or if one day they're like, I can't wait for a future with you, another day they're questioning the future, things like that. Like, how is this affecting you? What would you like this to look like instead? Step three would be to really take yourself into consideration and see, like, what's okay for me, what's not, what are my needs in the situation, and then to proceed to express these needs to the partner. Now, in doing this, you would want to make sure that you are open, transparent, that you're kind and respectful in the way that you express. Like, you don't want to come out of the gates, you always do this, you never do this, because we tend to criticize people whenever we haven't healthily and effectively expressed a need first. So it's really easy to say, you're never consistent, when we haven't express the need for consistency, right? The person may not even realize they're being this way or how much they're impacting us until we actually communicate that from our perspective. So that part would be to healthily and respectfully communicate your needs, and to also validate where the person might be coming from, because this allows you to find a middle ground and allows for communication to not be so painful, right? If you say, I need you to stop being hot and cold, it's still easy for the fearful avoidant to take that personally, especially if they're sensitive to criticism. So instead, to say, hey, I totally understand that we all have our on days and our off days, or we have sort of a shift in the way we might feel about a relationship. But something that's really important to me in a relationship is consistency. And the more consistency that's there, the more I feel like my needs are being met from a relationship. And when that's gone, I notice it's something that can really affect me. Would you be open to working on being more consistent in our communication together? Right. So sharing these things really, in a really open, kind, respectful manner is huge. And then one other follow-up step you can add is to sort of paint a picture of what that looks like. Consistency for me would be communicating, every morning and every evening, or consistency for me would be for us to consistently talk about the future and plan for that, or to not have these big, tumultuous up and downs in the relationship. So what can we do to get there, right? Like, it would be opening the dialogue in a healthy, respectful way. So essentially, if you're seeing this sort of packaged, you're seeing that a securely attached person, when dating somebody who's fearful avoidant, would be able to really take a look at the experience and how it's affecting them. They're attuned to themselves. They're able to tune in, consider their own feelings. They're able to also say, okay, what are my needs in this situation? And what do I want this to look like instead? And it's this form of self-consideration. And then they're able to bring that in. And by the way, just on a side note here, if you're like, hey, this is a lot, how do I do this? And you want a deeper dive into all of this, and a deeper guide, there is a whole course about this in a lot of detail, not just for one situation, but all situations that you might be faced with a fearful avoidant attachment style, and how you can best respond. And it's called the Conflict Communication Course. And if you want to check it out for free for 7 days, you can use the link below. And it really gives you like the framework to use for all different circumstances and situations. And talks about a lot of different challenges we might be faced with, and how to even like help other people de-escalate, help ourselves de-escalate. So you can check that out for free for 7 days. But essentially, going back from the steps here, it's able to attune to self, able to recognize the impact on oneself, able to be aware of how this is affecting your feelings and take yourself into consideration. And then what do I need this to look like instead? What would meet my needs better? And then take your partner into consideration, be able to see and validate where they're coming from, and then communicate that with them in a kind, respectful way. And also get as clear and specific as possible when communicating so it can't be misinterpreted by somebody else. Like if I need more consistency, somebody thinks it means texting more, and really I meant, I need less ups and downs in the relationship. So getting really clear and specific as to what that means for you so it can't be misinterpreted and get lost out in the communication ether, so that you don't run into those problems again later on and feel like, oh my gosh, the person didn't care, when in fact it was just that the communication failed. So I have some really exciting news, and it's that integrated attachment theory training is back. In other words, you can be trained to become a relationship coach certified in integrated attachment theory in literally 60 days. So who is this for? Well, of course, this is for any individual who wants to make an impact and really be of service to others while also obtaining freedom and flexibility and abundance in their lives. And this is also for anybody who's already a counselor, a therapist, a coach, and just really wants to expand their toolkit. We've had so many people enter into the integrated attachment theory program because they're just looking to obtain a certain degree of mastery in terms of understanding their own attachment patterns, and also the attachment patterns of maybe their children or partner or other loved ones in their lives, so they can really support those people and understand them more deeply. Now, please keep in mind that the last 2 times we ran this program, we filled up very fast. In fact, we oversold the programs and sold out completely. So if you're interested, click the link below to learn more and dive in with me. And I'd love to see you on the other side before seats run out. Really important steps. I get a lot of how would a secure person respond to? If you have comments, how would a secure person respond to situation X? Put it below. I'll do a series on this. I'll probably do one of these a week. So if you have specific requests, please put it below and I will come back and look and make videos accordingly. So thank you so much for watching. Also, if you are a watcher of this channel or new to this channel even, I make daily content here. So literally every single day. If you want a video that will give you a little aha moment or a breakthrough or hopefully a piece of wisdom, and hopefully I'm hoping that's what people are receiving from these, then please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in videos every single day if you do so. So thank you for being here. See you in future videos.